Hello and welcome back to Season 6, Episode 2 of Sports Talk. I'm your host, Lily Yepes.
And I'm Tyler Steinberg, something funny.
On this episode of Sports Talk, we will be talking all things Mepham football, where I sit down with lineman Kevin Perry, along with hearing the boys get mic'd up and a little bit of controversy in the professional world.
It's kind of ironic how, we're doing a whole episode on football, but I believe last week you didn't even know how many downs there were in a drive.
You're correct.
Yeah, but overall, again, that's kind of weird and crazy, but still, this football team, they got a lot of stories coming about them. We're getting ready to go into playoffs, possibly Hofstra, that's the aspiration at the end of the season, and there's a lot of things that we've seen. Obviously, there's past stuff about how this Mepham team, they fell short last year at MacArthur, playing MacArthur at Mepham, at Hofstra, but it was a very close game, came down to the wire, but this whole season has kind of just been, time and time again, trying to build up that fuel, that fire, to go back into the playoffs and try to win this whole thing this year.
Being an athlete, you don't want to see your team lose 2 times in a row. I have been in that weight room, and that scoreboard on MacArthur is plaques all over on the weight rooms. Right when you go to squat, it's there. So those boys have been working up to this year, and if they get to Hofstra again, they're not going to lose. I don't think that any of the boys are going to go down, but
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I think that they use that MacArthur loss. I mean, you go down to the weight room at the beginning of this year, and all you could see is the pictures. When you're trying to do a bench, you just see right above their head the picture of the scoreboard. That you lost. So they kind of use that as fire. And I think this year these Pirates are getting ready to be shot out of a cannon. Just how ready they have to be. And this playoff format, it might look a little different because it's going to be different teams, different things thrown at them. But they got to be ready for everything if they want to go far.
And I know Garden City. We were going into the Garden City game thinking it was going to be a really close game. We ended up losing, but Garden City, since my mom went to Mepham and all of her brothers and sisters, so 28 years, we have not won against Garden City. But I really do think with leaders like Dominic Novello, Kevin Perry, who we talked to, Mike Cuccinella, and even some of the juniors like Stephen Mulqueen, and just a whole slew of really athletic players, I think that we have a really good shot of, 1, beating them, and 2, maybe even winning counties,
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, this team is so talented. One of the most talented raw teams that we've had in the past few years. Dom Novello, not your traditional quarterback. He's got a great two-way style coming in. He really does everything on this field. Obviously, he plays both offensively, and he does stuff on the defense. But, a change to quarterback is it's the biggest change in all of sports. You can't really just go from playing receiver, running back, being thrown at all these positions, and all of a sudden, coach comes up to you, hey, we need you at quarterback this week. So it's definitely a big change, but he's kind of stepped up to the role. His teammates have done a great job of helping him, and this offense is going to be almost unstoppable for playoffs. Really, any team.
Any player who says, if a coach asks them something, they say, yes, I'll do it, no questions asked, that's a coach's dream. And Dominic Novello is easily one of those players who will step into any role, a leadership role, a role that maybe he doesn't get as much recognition, but he happened to step into the quarterback role where this season he really stepped up, and he's deserving of all that he's getting. He's leading his team, making passes, just doing all that he needs to do. And then I really think that he's going to be carrying for playoffs this year.
Yeah, I agree with you. I love how you said coach's favorite. I mean, he's just so talented on all levels. And I could sit here for about an hour and a half and just fantasize about how great that he is on the football field. But, he's just going to be one of those leaders, one of those guys that have to step up. If he has a bad game, then they're going to put a huge test on that defense. And, both sides of the ball have to be firing on all cylinders if they want to go far this year.
Yeah, I agree. So let's take a look at Bree Bowen's package on Garden City against Mepham Football.
It's been 28 years since the Mepham team beat Garden City on the gridiron. Rivalry between Mepham and Garden City began in the 1930s and continues to this day, but history has not always been on the side of the Pirates.
Last time we took down Garden City was 28 years ago when Amos Arroway was running back. I was looking at the score. We beat him 20-9. He had 200 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. So hopefully, we could come out on top, beat GC, and end that streak of 28 years.
The last time Mepham beat Garden City was in 1994. Before that, 1937. Facing them has never been easy.
That's a Trojan touchdown. Stevie Vanel takes it into the end zone.
As the 2022 season was heating up, the Pirates won game after game, heading into the October 8th showdown against Garden City undefeated. Confidence and expectations were high, even as the players kept their emotions in check.
I think we definitely have the talent this year to beat the Garden City, but it just comes down to how hard we play and practice throughout this week.
I think we definitely can beat them this year. We have the team, we have the assets to the team, and it's definitely a good chance this year.
Then the game finally happened. The Pirates put up a good fight and battled back in the third quarter, but in the end, they did not take the win over Garden City, with a final score of 35-18. Clearly, there's still more to learn.
We could beat them. We just have to play our best game every quarter, every minute. We just have to stay focused and stay disciplined.
To just focus on the little things and to not make mistakes, basically.
One thing that we learned is that we can't make too many mistakes because other teams will capitalize on the mistakes and we would end up losing. So we just got to focus on the detail.
I think you just learned how important it is to take every game one play at a time, not trying to play too far outside of yourself, not trying to win the game on a single play. Win one play, win the next play, and if you string enough of those together, right, good things tend to happen.
The Pirates bounced back with a huge win over Long Beach at homecoming, and they appear poised to make a deep run into the playoffs, where they may take on Garden City again.
I believe we have a good shot, especially after last week's game. We could definitely take them down.
This definitely could be the year because of how much talent and how much chemistry we have on this team, but we just got to take it week by week, as I said.
For B&B, I'm Charles Decker.
I don't know about you, Lily, but I think we have Garden City in the bag this year.
Now, Tyler, can you explain what that means, please?
Stupid me. Forgot that you don't know literally anything about football, but it basically means that we're gonna have it covered this year. We're gonna get the win.
And you couldn't just say that?
No, Lily, it's supposed to sound cool, funny, maybe even. That's like kind of the whole point. Thank you for winning the joke.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you still have to do the toss because then I'm just gonna start on the view and talking to myself.
Sorry, Lily. Anyway, we got a chance to sit down with lineman and Pace lacrosse commit Kevin Perry, so let's see what he has for us on this episode.
Hello and welcome to this month's The View, where we get to sit down with Mepham athletes and get a player's inside scoop on our sports teams. Today I'm joined with Pace lacrosse commit and three-sport varsity athlete, senior Kevin Perry. So how are you today?
I'm doing really well. Thank you for having me.
Of course, thank you for coming.
Anytime.
So what do you think has been the key to your team's success this year?
I think the key to our team's success is definitely like our camaraderie with each other. We feel like very safe within our team, and we have a lot of fun with the guys.
Yeah, that's how it should be. That's amazing. So Kevin, you're committed to Pace, obviously, to play lacrosse, and you're a huge part of our basketball team as well. Athleticism is an incredible asset to your game, so it's no surprise that you play offense, defense, and special teams, which I have no idea what that is.
It's fun.
But can you talk about your leadership position with some of the other big names on the team, like Dom Novello and Michael Cuccinella?
Well, to start off first, role setters. So get that out of the way.
Roll Pride.
But, with Michael Cuccinella and Dom Novello, we come together a lot. We talk about a lot of things that we can improve upon within the team and things that, might either be bothering us like at home or stuff like that. So we get a lot of, inside scoop within everybody's lives, and we get to understand each other more and, go forward as a team instead of arguing with one another.
Okay, so it goes further than just on the field.
Yeah.
Okay, that's amazing. Coach Moody says that defense is a crucial part of your success this season. So can you talk about the underlying accomplishments of the defensive line that aren't always talked about?
Well, the defensive line and offensive line are both not very popular amongst, broadcasters and stuff like that. But it's one of the more important positions because without either of those position groups, you really can't go anywhere on the offensive or defensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
So even though we're not the most boasted about.
Talked about.
Yeah. We get a lot of pride from ourselves and from our teammates.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So do you make sure that your line knows how important they are and at practice and everything?
Oh yeah. If something goes right or we make a stop or we make a big play, I'm always there hyping everybody up and everybody's getting up with each other.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You've been a 3-year starter not only on football but lacrosse and basketball as well. But this is your last time putting on a Mepham jersey for football. So what makes the Mepham family, the Mepham football family specifically, so different, and what has been your favorite part of the season so far?
Well, I've been around the Mepham football family since about 9 years old when my older cousins played.
Oh, wow.
So from that age, I learned that this is a very tight-knit group of people and individuals from all walks of life. And through the years, I've started to grow and understand that this leadership position is very big amongst the community.
Yeah.
And being with that, you know, it hurts a little bit that I have to say goodbye to it, but you know, having these memories and having the fun I had with the guys, it makes everything a lot better.
Okay, so would you say like that 9-year-old like who first like saw, oh, Mepham football, like would he be proud of like what you guys have done in like your senior season?
Oh, definitely. He'd be very excited right now.
That's amazing. Okay, Kevin, to wrap it up. To wrap up the show, it's no secret that you like to sing, dance, and celebrate. So who jams out the most in the locker room after a win?
Can't really pick a specific person. I'd like to say myself because, you know,
That's not a surprise.
I'm a social butterfly apparently. But I'd say everybody. Everybody, you know, after a win, we're all really excited. We're all really happy for each other. And, you know, there's one song specifically, YMCA. Every time.
I'm not surprised.
After every win, it's always the first thing to come on in the locker room. Everybody, you know, gets their shoulder pads off, gets all the wrappings, the tapes, all that stuff off. And we just have a good time for about 5 to 6 minutes. Coaches even get involved sometimes.
Really?
So, yeah, it's a lot of fun. We get a lot of energy and camaraderie with the guys.
That's amazing. So thank you for joining me here today, Kevin. And I wish you the very best in the playoffs, where we will be cheering for you at Hofstra. Roll Pride. That's all for the View today. So back to you, Tyler.
Thanks, Lily. But Kevin Perry, man, what a guy. What a guy.
Not only is Kevin a key player to the Pirates, but he truly is a leader to his teammates.
Yeah, I mean, you know, obviously him being a senior, Pace, you know, lacrosse commit, he's so talented, but we have so many guys that could lead this team. Like we said before, Dom Novello, the star quarterback, and really star everything for that matter. Obviously, you got other guys too, Stephen Mulqueen, you know, Cuccinella, Ryan Thier, Dylan Dunn, all these talented players. And, you know, once these seniors leave, I like the group of, you know, juniors that they have as well, guys like Dylan Hunter Camp, you know, Stephen Mulqueen, who are so talented. Yeah, Devin Green too, that are so talented. They can come in whenever they need to. Whatever coach needs from them, they can do it. They can help lead a team. You know, just such a great foundation that this team has, and you know they're going to be good for the next few years to come.
The Pirates are just such a, especially the football team, is just such a close-knit group of boys that you need that even sophomores, but you need that junior base up against those seniors, because the seniors have to teach those juniors how they want the program to run, and I think that the football program does a really good job of making sure that they know that this is not only just a team, but a community and a family, and that they want to win as the end goal.
Yeah, I agree with you there. And, you know, we look at it again, like this JV team also is very talented. They have a ton of young talent, freshmen and, you know, and sophomores. So, you know, coming in when we do look to the forward, and obviously this group is so talented that we shouldn't be worried too much about, you know, about the future, because they have a big shot against going against, you know, beating one of the very talented teams in the Trojans that, like you said before, we haven't seen any success, you know, against.
28 years.
28 years, yeah. That's slightly older than both of us. So.
Yeah, just a little.
Yeah, just a little. So, you know, as we see, you want to make sure that these young guys are ready, that they can step into those captain roles, those big, you know, positions. So when, you know, those big games come again, we got to beat the Trojans sooner rather than later. That would be great for me if I can witness that before my time here, you know, in high school is done. But, you know, if we can see that, that would be something great, and especially with these young guys who want to step up.
I completely agree. So I've been waiting for this episode of Mic'd Up because these boys always look like they're having so much fun between their pasta parties and that really tight bond. So let's take a look at our very own football team, Mic'd Up.
I'm mic'd. I don't know why, but I'm mic'd.
This way.
Hey.
Cross. No!
That's it every time. Who wants a muffin?
Name's Kevin.
It's muffin time.
Bring it in! Muffins? Blueberry muffins, are you kidding?
No, I'm not
chocolate chip muffins are like mid. They're mid.
Blueberry muffins.
Ew, I hate chocolate.
Blueberry.
Blueberry.
Hey, oh God, did I just get caught picking my nose?
I'm calling it. Power.
Devin, I got caught picking my nose.
Oh, hands like, hey,
Stop.
you're a yard back.
Stay there.
Leave me alone. You're a yard back.
You're annoying me.
Because I'm standing here.
Yes.
block, get back! 1, 2, You're an ass. Like 2 steps this way.
I didn't just rock anyone.
Yeah, hit the first thing that comes at you.
Sounds wonderful. Oh my God. I can't feel my thumb.
Do you want it when I'm done?
Huh?
Do you want it when I'm done?
The mic?
Yeah.
Word. Vincent, line up.
Go get the other ball.
I'm not doing this today. Lemon. It's going a little sour. Oh, I hated that.
Now I'm free to talk.
What happened?
Once it comes off, I'm roasting.
Shout out B&B.
No.
Yo, shout out B&B.
I don't know if I would have got caught picking my nose on camera before. I don't think I'd ever be able to do that.
I don't know. I think that I could see you doing that, but I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah, I don't. I'm gonna be honest here. I don't think I could do that. No, that's something that's not on my my bucket list anytime soon.
Okay. Well, let's see what Peter has in store for us on this month's Sports Breakdown.
Hi, I'm Peter Horocek, and this is Sports Breakdown, where I give you the latest in sports controversies and discussion. Contact sports are known for big hits and competitive nature, but can also be super dangerous. Let's look at the NFL, for example. Head injuries are pretty common here, but should they be taken more serious? Is their health or possibly life less important than the game? Let's look at Miami Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa. Recently, Tua has had 2 concussions within a 4-day period. In Week 3, Tua hit his head hard on the turf, and the Dolphins took him out of the game to see if he had a concussion. He clearly didn't look right, but the doctors cleared him 20 minutes later to come back into the game. In Week 4, after Tua was hit hard again, he stumbled, almost blacked out, and did not recall getting hit in the first place. The scary part is that he was cleared to play only 2 weeks later, many calling this the worst medical staff decision of all time. Is the NFL paying enough attention to this? The NFL rule of targeting states that it's a foul if a player lowers his head and makes forcible contact with his helmet against an opponent. It was tweaked for the 2022 season, making it safer, adding the word forcible. Is this enough? The NFL should take more care into players' health and be more cautious about injury, especially because it can be life-changing. Especially after Tua let back in only 2 weeks after only 1 but 2 concussions, should be more reviewed by the medical staff. The NFL and other companies are trying to combat these injuries with custom mold-fitting helmets and more padding added to reduce impact. Players should also take some time to think if it's worth risking terminal injuries for the game. Thank you for tuning in to this month's Sports Breakdown, and I will see you next month. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Peter. I still have no idea about what you said about tackling, but it seems like fun.
Yeah, I don't think getting tackled by a 6'4", 260-pound man would be fun, Lily. I just don't.
I'll give that one to you, but did you know that I used to play flag football on an all-boys team?
How is that even possible if you didn't know that you could get more than 1 first down on a drive about a month ago?
Well, to be fair, they told me that whenever I got the ball to just run, and that's what I did. And that's why I had so much success in softball.
Well, I think we should maybe send it over to someone who actually knows the rules of football and can probably do it under a minute. Manno, take it away.
I'm Matt Manno, back with the fastest minute in sports. Let's start the clock. College football season is hit mid-season. It's in their heyday. And to celebrate, I'm going to Manno curse some things. Let's start with the conference championships and what I've predicted. So Ohio State and Michigan is a game that's probably going to determine a playoff berth. And Ohio State will win that and then march into Indy with a match against the 2-loss Illini. And then they'll win that easily. Georgia versus Tennessee, another one of those playoff determining games. Georgia wins that and then gets an overtime match with Alabama, which they'll win. Moving on to the New Year's 6 games. Why is Tulane here? Only because we need a group of 5 team. And then Alabama versus TCU is another one. Alabama will probably come in as the first team out of the playoffs, and they'll go in and beat TCU. Moving on to the college football playoff, the granddaddy of them all, which is really the Rose Bowl, but this is really what everybody cares about. Clemson is not that good a team. They struggled against the Syracuse Orange, and they're only going to make it in strictly because of their resume. And then Tennessee in the Natty gets back at their old foe, Georgia, in a double overtime thriller, excuse me. It'll be one of the best games you ever see. Now that's all from me. I'm Matt Manno. Now back to Lily and Tyler in the studio.
Thanks, Manno, and that will just about wrap up another episode of this season's Sports Talk.
Make sure to tune in to our award-winning live broadcast games and check out the B&B YouTube page.
That's all for us, and we'll see you next month. What was the handshake that we had?
Yeah. Oh, what are we doing? Oh, I don't remember. Just make it up. Make it up. Pow, pow.
No, we did
oh,
that.
Yeah, I don't remember.